in front of a crowd, you know, of 50,000.
If you have anything inside you, you must want to take the challenge of playing for Manchester United. That's a great attraction about it. And obviously the challenge, we hope, gets us to the very top, winning that league.
My aims for the future really are just to, at the moment, establish myself in the United side. It's always hard when you move from a club such as Norwich to such the size of this club. So I want to really try and be as consistent as I have been at Norwich, at Manchester United. And then obviously I want to try and enhance my international career. I was fortunate enough to get called into the squad, and I want that to continue, you know, as far as possibly it can go.
New blood for United, but the manager is always on the lookout for top-quality players, and approaches from players' agents aren't uncommon.
We've had an indirect approach, though, haven't we?
Yeah, but, you know, it's when these indirect approaches via agents, you know not who else they're dealing with. They could be talking to us, they could be talking to Liverpool, they could be talking to Aston Villa, they could be talking to 100 clubs. You know, it's an area in which you sometimes have to get into. But you're never sure about it.
You know, you need to identify the source, really, don't you?
Absolutely. I mean, they could be trying to create the market.
Manchester United is a business and competes not only in the field of play, but in the tough commercial world of modern-day sport, where sponsorship and advertising generates revenue. Negotiating contracts ranging from perimeter advertising in the stadium to shirt sponsorship, and links the club to Europe and the Far East through kit manufacturers Adidas and the club's main sponsors, Japanese electronics giant Sharp. It's decision time for the manager. Alex Ferguson must name his squad. Routine perhaps, but at times difficult, as it means disappointment for some. With an away fixture coming up, it means forward planning for Norman Davis.
First thing when the boots come into the boot room after a game, we normally wash the mud off the boots, make sure all the dirt's off, hang the boot up to dry. Next morning, the boots are cleaned. And then the next process after that is preparing for an away match. So you kick off with an empty skip. You put in the stud box, which is very important because you've got various types of studs, because you don't know what type of pitch you're going to. It could be hard, it could be soft. And then I'll put my tool kit in, which is important because anything can happen at an away game. The stud could get broken in, so you have to saw the old stud out, put a new cleat in, a new stud, and then there's the cleaning material has to go in, just in case one of the players wants to do a final clean on his boots if he's not happy with them.
Norman's the club quartermaster, the man who has to make sure that everything needed for a game is on hand. Easy enough when the game's at Old Trafford, but when the team has to travel, it means that everything must travel too.
Right, these are the training bags for going to away games with. In the training bags goes 2 training tops and 2 sets of training kit. This is Brian Robson's and Steve Bruce's training bag. The reason the 2 pair go in is because both players room together. And the next item that goes in the training bag are the training boots, which are a moulded sole. These aren't the actual match boots which they wear. They go into a different skip altogether. That bag is now complete for this training session. Basically, this is what you require in the skip for an away match. This is a set of long-sleeve shirts. This is a set of short-sleeve shirts, which you require because some players wear short-sleeve, some wear long-sleeve. This is the goalkeeper's kit. Undershirt, which Jim warms up in, and his favourite blue shirt, which he's had for about 10 years, and if I didn't pack that, Jim wouldn't play in the game. These are the shorts, size 7s and size 6s. You have different sizes because different players take different size shorts. These are the match socks, 16 pair. These are the briefs. And these are the warm-up tops. The red one on the top is Jim Leighton's. Warm-up shirts for under the warm-up tops.
The kit's ready and loaded aboard before the players arrive at Old Trafford. Footballs for the training sessions, food for the long trip, gallons of soft drink. Manchester United are on their way. For the players, the Friday of an away game means another coach journey, another night away from home and another hotel. During the season, the team travels at least 10,000 miles in the club's sponsored coach, staying at 25 different hotels. The journeys are made easier in the relaxing atmosphere of the well-equipped coach. It's everything the players need: mobile restaurant, games room, cinema and treatment room. And even when they're on the road, the never-ending battle against injury goes on.
Every time we travel away, we always play cards on this table. Most of the lads watch the video, you know, they get a few tapes on and they watch that, but like I say, this table always plays cards. This man McGregor is definitely best at cards. But we've also got the worst player on this card table as well, but that's not for me to say. McClare's the one into music. Brian, he brings all the tapes on. It's a bit weird now and again, like, you know, but the lads have a bit of a laugh at some of them.
Well, generally, I just have a personal stereo and I tend to listen to that most of the way down. I look at the scenery out the windows, just relax, really.
It's probably my second trip on the team, coach, so you know, I'm still feeling my way. Mostly just reading newspapers or books, or having a game of cards, really.
We've got a few games which we played, like this one here, golf. I don't mind travelling, so I quite like it actually. So they just look at the scenery or listen to my stereo, soul or something nice and easy to listen to.
You always share a room with somebody. I'm sharing with Mike Phelan at the moment. They've put two new boys together.
Are you ready? Leighton and McClare. Bedboards.
Physio Jim McGregor's the man in charge of away trips. He's responsible for the players' welfare, what they eat, where they sleep, the treatment of injuries, and he's on hand to make sure that everything goes according to plan.
The perfect hotel is somewhere where it's just nice and quiet, away off the sort of beaten track, not beside motorways, airports, in the middle of a big city. Somewhere where it's nice and peaceful. I've been fortunate over my career that with Aberdeen, Manchester United and Scotland, they've always looked after us very well. You go from the sort of glamour of the Glen Eagles Hotel in Scotland to one time with Aberdeen we were in a place called Stanki in Bulgaria, which lived up to its name really. It was like camp beds we slept on, and when my roommate went for a shower and I happened to look around, the bedroom was flooded. There was nothing to stop the water coming in. The night before a game, the team spends it very low key, and obviously if you've got a snooker room, something like that helps to pass the while away. Get the TV on, just relax and get the feet up. There's nothing really you want to be doing the night before a game. We'll be in our beds for 9 o'clock.
Four Dover sole. Have them all off the bone.
All off the bone, no
please.
problem.
One roast chicken.
When it comes to meals, even then, everything is organised down to the last detail.
Side salads 2. That's it for 7:30.
After a long journey and an afternoon training session, the players sit down to a hearty dinner, washed down with plenty of fruit juice. It's also a time for the staff to relax, but for Alex Ferguson, there's always another question to answer.
Yes, I think we'll try this on Saturday night. What do on Saturday?
Attention, please. Telephone call for Mr. Ferguson. Telephone call for Mr. Ferguson.
And he's always in demand.
Yes, 10 o'clock, did you say?
On match day morning, it's down to work, and that means training again. But because it's match day, this is kept to a minimum, with a ban on any other exercise. While the team's training, coachloads of supporters are starting their journey to the game, and the team coach makes its first trip to the ground with the kit. Everybody's getting ready for the game.
And straight. And ease. And straight. And check.
It's decision time for physio McGregor. That means a fitness test on the injured Steve Bruce.
And straight. And ease off. Check. Okay. So what's it like now when you actually stop?
I still know there's something there, like, but as I said, like, I don't think it's going to restrict me. At least I hope not.
I think we should end up with some jumping, eh?
The countdown to kick-off time has started.
Yeah, hurry up, Pop, we've only got 10 minutes. Oh, it'll only be 5 minutes, mate.
How's that racing going?
Well, I think yours is down once more. Your tips are useless.
So, missus, know that you've had 10 grand on it.
2.5 hours to go, and the players are ready for their pre-match meal, and the final plan of action is revealed. Professional footballers are part of a team, one unit which represents their club. Gone are the days when players might arrive at an away game dressed in casual clothes and tracksuits. Today, the image of Manchester United is one of smartness and uniformity. The last lap of the journey, and the players of Manchester United are ready for another challenge away from home. For a home game, the build-up is identical. Daily training, a watchful eye kept on emerging players, those under treatment, and the planning. The day before the game, the match kit is laid out and the Old Trafford dressing room made ready. But it's a much easier task than for an away game, because everything is close at hand, and last-minute changes present few problems. One difference for a home game is that the eve-of-match press conference is held at Old Trafford. An Old Trafford which will transform overnight. Lunchtime on Friday is a sharp contrast to Saturday. It's still mid-morning as the players arrive, in plenty of time for their pre-match meal. The early birds amongst the supporters have the chance to meet their favourites and add to their autograph collection, with United's players always willing to meet their demands. The Old Trafford millions know is beginning to emerge, and even on the wettest days, the stadium is ready for its invasion of eager supporters. The players' pre-match meal is timed so that it's completed 3 hours before the game, and usually consists of light, easily digested food. But there's also an Old Trafford passion for pasta, toast and plenty of beans. For the guests, there's a glimpse of what goes on behind the scenes, with special tours being part of the sponsorship packages. Another week's planning is over. The players are ready to face their fans, their critics and their opponents.